Hi guys, welcome to episode 16, re-recorded because we fucked up.
Bloody Zoom.
the Zoom just went all mental on us, and we couldn't put it together to make a podcast. So I apologise because this is now, it would be 3 weeks, because it's the week after Adam was going through stuff with a game and a lot of work to be done, and I was busy too, so we decided to give it a week off. So 3 weeks later, we're back with episode 16, and we've got plenty to talk about because we've been away for so long.
No, there's been a lot of weird stuff that's been going on in the world, and a lot of stuff that we've needed to talk about. But yeah, sorry that it's been 2 weeks, guys.
We actually had a really good podcast recorded too. It's only bad. We were just talking about it there now. Like, we had such good content in it, and it got ruined.
Yeah, no, it's just literally internet connection. When you record over Zoom, it's just too jumpy, and when you obviously extract audio from a video, you can almost deal with it when it's on video, but if you put jumpy audio together and there's no context, it just is silence, and it it sounds really bad. So,
and then people listening they just won't enjoy it as much. So we'd rather put good quality content than shitty speckled stuff doesn't work. But what have you been up to?
Yeah, well, I've been busy away doing some crazy little bits and bobs with A game. I don't want to go into any of the details yet because I don't want to jinx anything. But but there's some potential big things coming very soon, and it'd be awesome if they all come to light. But again, I don't want to jinx anything and say it here and it not happen. Big thing that we both were doing today actually was it was International Happiness Day yesterday, wasn't it? And we kind of stepped out. Well, I've been a little bit more used to it, but stepping out of the comfort zone of actually sharing stories about struggles and whatnot in life and whatnot, and feeling at times that we have struggled with our mental health and whatnot. And
the whole reason that we started this podcast, pretty much, normalising this stuff. But I finally took a leap to share things that I have never really shared before to the public. Even my friends, even Hells, didn't really know the things that I was saying in that post, and she came and said to me, "It's like, fuck, I didn't even know that." So deep dark shit, but not. The whole point of posting is not to attract attention or want to be pat in the back. It's just to let people know that it is normal to be feeling like shit and hit rock bottom or whatever it is it's been in the past. It's normal, and to voice it and tell people that you've experienced it helps other people just as much as it helps you. So it was good to
get off your chest. There's a lot of cheesy sayings around it, cheesy sayings just like turn your mess into a message and whatnot. And I mean, I really like that in a sense, and I think that's what
I think we should get that trending. For anyone's listening, get your message out, turn your mess into a message. Yeah,
it's like everybody's, no matter who you are, your story will resonate and inspire somebody else. And if that can help somebody else, one thing that I'm a massive believer in, I was talking about this the other day actually, was a lot of strength. Like, I believe the definition of strength in my eyes is vulnerability times resilience. So it's like being able to be vulnerable and be open and share what maybe is not making you happy. That shows true strength. And then at the same time being resilient, and when life throws you down or hits you in the face, to get back up again. So I believe strength in itself is a combination of these two things, and doing what we do is obviously like you're showing that life's fucking hit you in the face a few times and you're trying to get back up again. You are getting back up again. And also being vulnerable in a sense of sharing a story that could potentially resonate with somebody else is something that's great. And I mean, I don't do it for this, but the fact that I've had 2 people message me already saying that I've been in a low point and hearing your stories really helped me, or it's made me get up and do something, and this is in fact a matter of a couple of hours, I'm like, this is the right thing to do, this is the right thing. It's like what it's like, reach one, teach one kind of idea of like, you get taught or you learn an idea from someone and you use that idea to teach somebody else.
Even if it's just one person, at least you're doing something positive to one person.
Exactly.
And I mostly done it because my social media is for the past pretty much forever until the past maybe year, it's always been about showing what I've got, showing what I've did, and there's looking at my Instagram saying there's fucking guy from Carrick who who's done well, and he's people are just looking at me like he's just showing off. But I'm done with that. Like, I don't do it anymore. I don't post any things like that anymore. I post where I am. That's about it. But I was more of a thing to say that, like, 2 years ago was when I was posting all that stuff as if like I was fucking class. But 2 years ago was whenever I was rock bottom, whenever I was depressed, whenever I was going through shit, and like the social media didn't show that, and like I was behind closed doors when it was like that. So, and even my best friends didn't even know it was like that. It came to be a shock to them whenever I posted that. So like I was supposed to be the strong one of the group who's always having a laugh or taking the piss, but they didn't know that behind closed doors there is shit going on behind anyone's. That's why you should always like check on your strong friends. Always, like, the ones that are always loudest, always having a laugh, check on them first, because they're the ones that no one really checks up on as much.
Yeah, because you spend so much time chasing other people's like validation by the Instagram posts and likes and materialistic things and whatnot. But you're so right about the ones that presume strong are probably the ones that need it the most. I've touched on this before. Like, I had a bit of a breakdown in August time of last year after having a really shit year of a series of events that, if a couple of family members dying and whatnot, losing family pets and cat getting run over, blah, 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 list of things. But I was always there to look after everybody else, so I was the strong one that ended up me eventually being like, I've had no release, my bottle top hasn't been unscrewed and I've been able to let any of the gas out, and it just were like shaking and shaking and shaking. And then I had a bit of a breakdown in August, so it's like, even the strongest one sometimes could be the one that needs the most help. And like you say, it's the one.
Comedians are a good example of that. If you've ever like watched comedians, like they that job itself is apparently the most suicide rates. Like, comedians commit suicide all the time because they're always that guy having a laugh, and no one ends up taking them seriously because everyone thinks they're happy because they're making jokes all the time. But that's not the case. Like, behind closed doors, no one knows what's going on in that thing. Like, they're making the jokes out of things that they are actually struggling with. And they never really get to face their problems and talking seriously about it because they're always making jokes.
Yeah, I mean, I did a documentary on something called, like, I did it for Vice a couple of years back. I went down to London and filmed this documentary called Comedians Quitting, and I worked with a comedian called Phil Ellis as, like, I was like doing PT and physio stuff with him about his heart rate and how unfit he was because he smoked. And in the whole documentary itself, you could see about the lifestyle he led: smoking, drinking, comedy shows, all this, and it was just a lonely, kind of depressing way to live. And the fact that he couldn't run to a tree and back and have his heart rate like 13 beats off his max heart rate was crazy. And that's on YouTube and Vice now if anyone wants to watch it. It's called Comedians Quitting. But yeah, no, it was, like you say, that just as you say comedians, then it reminded me of that. But it's something that
links pretty much to it, like.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I think it is so true. It's like that the people that are presumed strong and presume that they have it all there, they're potentially the people that are struggling the most because they're seeking validation in other ways, whether it be materialistic.
And they're supposed to be the rock. They're supposed to be the rock that everyone sort of relies on, but every rock can break, like. Yeah,
exactly. And that's what I said it in my post today. It's about the sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Saying is the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life. Because sticks and stones might hurt you right now, but then words sit with you for a long time, and they hurt a lot longer.
Yeah, words cause depression, bro.
yeah, definitely. No, but yeah, that's something that we want to do. And if anyone is kind of feeling slightly inspired to share anything, then we're using the hashtag make your mess a message, and if you use that on Instagram telling your story, that'd be great, because we want to reach one, teach one. So if we can reach out and help somebody and we can teach them something, that'd be that could be great, because I'm sure yourself, when you posted it, you felt like a weight had been lifted when I talked about mine.
Absolutely. I was itching, like, the whole time I was trying to post it. I had it written out for it must have been about an hour, and I was just staring at it like, I can't fucking do this. Like, and then I texted you and said, look, man, I want to post it, but like, I've been looking at it for about an hour, and I couldn't bring myself to do it, just because I feel like, who cares? You know what I mean? If you're saying something, who the fuck cares if I'm writing this? Like, but you need to just get over it and think, at least you just need to help one person. That's it. And a few people mailed me after and said that they want to do something similar. So I was like, yeah. One of them actually said, it was one of my friends, and he was like, do you mind if I post something, or am I going to steal your thunder? And I was like, mate, I'm not doing it to fucking get
There's no thunder.
satisfaction. It's not like, oh, I'm doing it for entertainment. Like, I'm doing it to help for him to do the exact thing he wants to do, where he's sharing his story. Which it might be a fucking mad story that might go on to someone else, like a chain reaction, and it just blows up. That's what you want. You want everyone talking about this shit, normalising it.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said right at the start, this is why we start in this podcast. It's to normalise the shit that everybody goes through that people don't talk about, and it's people think that it's like people live these, like you're saying, the Instagram highlight reel lifestyle where people are just posting the wins and the new car they got, the new Gucci belt or whatever they're wearing, and deep down they're probably buying these things to try and get validation where they're not feeling they're getting validation elsewhere. Which I'm not saying this is everybody. This is not a one size fits all equation, and that's why the way that I tell my story is going to be different to where Rob tells his story, even though our stories are quite different. Then that goes on to someone else telling their story. Someone who might, like, my issues were mainly around food and binge eating and diet, and I've touched on it before, and kind of fluctuating a lot. And when I actually stepped on stage and competed, that was when I actually felt my worst. And the day after that, when I ate 10,000 calories without trying, is actually the time when I realised, oh, maybe I've got something going on here, maybe I should try and look into this a little bit more. But accepting the fact that I had a problem with binge eating and actually calling it binge eating and body dysmorphia and these kind of things. I look back at pictures now a couple of days before my competition where I'm fucking shredded, the leanest I've ever been in my life, and I'm like, I'm not lean enough. I've literally got no fat to lose. I'm basically a skeleton. I'm still like, I'm not lean enough. And it's the start of like the opposite end of the spectrum. So I'm glad I got out of it when I did. But it was always the case of one end of the scale, I'm always beating myself up and eating as much food as I can, trying to fill this hole and this like emotional eating kind of thing. Other end of the scale, I'm beating myself up in the gym, super restrictive diet, like training a ridiculous amount, doing stupid amounts of cardio, like 3 hours a day are in the gym, like towards it, and like 90 minutes of cardio and an hour and a half weight session. It's like it was crazy when I look back at it. And I know some people in bodybuilding do that, and that's fine but I came to realise that I was doing it for other reasons, and it was more of a self-sabotage thing rather than a healthy thing.
Everyone has their whys of what to do things for, and people are different, aren't they? And where they hit rock bottom and what situations they hit rock bottom are completely different for everyone. And you never know that your rock bottom might be the same as someone else's rock bottom, and that's what you want to find. You want to find someone else who relates to your rock bottom so they can share that.
Yeah, exactly. And it might be that, like I say, the way that I particularly worded something might resonate with someone and give them the courage. It might not, and it might be the next person that shares something that they're like, oh my god, that makes so much sense, that was me. And that's it's exactly it. So it's like, I don't want anyone to ever think that their story, but mine isn't big enough to share. My struggle is never big enough to share.
I said that to you a few times, like, haven't I? Just like, that comes down to listening to your clubhouses and listening to your room where people are sharing things like they've miscarried a baby or they try to commit suicide. And I'm like, what can I say that compares to this? Like, I can't give anything that's going to be relate to anyone because it's nowhere near on the scale. But as I said, everyone's rock bottom's different. Like, yeah,
definitely. Everyone has different stories and different things, and everyone resonates with different stories. So it's one thing that I've been through, it's one thing that you've been through, and we've both kind of helped each other with that, and we both said that your story's powerful, it's going to help someone, and we've both seen that today when we tried to start this hashtag trending. So if anyone does feel confident and comfortable to do it, then obviously tag myself and Rob and we'll show you all the support in the world for it. And we know that you're not doing it for validation or the fact of that you're going to get likes for it or whatnot. It's the fact that you could potentially help somebody else with your story. And that's it. And you never
attention. No one's going to think that either. If you word it right, as long as you don't word it as if like, oh, give me attention, I done this. Don't do that. Just say, look, I want to help someone else by telling my story. Tell your story and say and make it a point. Not
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm going to link both mine and your posts in the description of these videos so people can go see them. But yeah, no, like I said in mine, main lines that you commented on, it's like, this isn't a pity party. This isn't here to, like, oh, woe is me, kind of, come give me attention kind of thing. This is, I'm sharing in a sense to help other people.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're like, it doesn't mean you're carrying it now. It's like, I'm talking in the past, like I've overcame it, like, because I know I've come on leaps and bounds since then. So why would you want pity for something that's happened 2 years ago? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
At the same time, you want someone to see your journey and see how far you've came and see what you've done to be able to overcome it. And then that's whenever you start talking. That's when someone mails you and said, "How did you do this? How did you get over that? Because I can relate to that. How did you do this?" And then you can help them by giving them your advice of how you got through it. It might not work for them, but all you can do is try to give your way of how you got through it to help someone else.
Yeah, and that's definitely it, and that's the power of it. It's like little step that you do. The little thing that you do and take for granted every day could be the one thing that helps everybody else.
Absolutely.
And
speaking of which, with Hybrid, we're going to start doing an email list, which is going to be like letting people know what's going on with the company, obviously, but then a bit of motivation, like from me and John. We're going to give personal emails for going out maybe every other week, just to keep people in, get ourselves personality behind the brand, and try to motivate people the way we motivate each other. So
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. It's good.
So what's in the news, Adam? Have you looked up anything or?
There's still. I mean, when we say what's in the news for us both, our news feeds are all stocks and crypto.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I don't really look at anything else. Obviously, we've touched a lot on kind of mental health stuff, and big things obviously in the news was Megan Markle speaking. And,
oh yeah, fuck yeah, I forgot about that.
And of course the Sarah's story about the girl that got killed, walking home.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we've touched a lot of mental health, and I don't really necessarily want to go deep into these two stories, but I just think Piers Morgan, I don't use this word very normally, but what a fucking cunt. Like, if someone is... So, like, my perspective of this is either way, which I'm like 100% certain that she wasn't lying, but if she was lying, she's just sprouted a massive talk about mental health, which is always a good thing because people are always struggling, especially right now with the lockdown and everything. The best case scenario, she was struggling and she saved not only herself, but potentially a lot of other people that have opened up to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So why would, especially with Caroline Flack and what happened to her a year ago, why the fuck would we try and have this cancel mentality on a princess who's trying to do something positive by sharing a story around mental health for to try and maybe lead her down the line of, oh, if her story and her voice didn't get recognised, that she ends up committing suicide. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Either way,
he's
her doing what...
Did you not hear the story about how he went out with her before and had drinks, and then she went early and then went to a party with Harry, and that's where all this beef came from, and he just took it to heart, and that's where he got the lying from, because he lied saying she's going home, but she was actually going to a party with Harry, and he just took that to heart because he's a fucking prick.
Yeah,
but
and it's like so what if she, like, obviously yes, that situation, that one story is a bit shit that she lied to him, but what she has gone through with obviously the separation from Harry and her to the Crown or whatever. I don't really follow too much about it, but obviously I've seen the fact that they're kind of not doing the royal duties in a sense as much as they were before, and the fact that they've done that, and that there's been all this uproar about the colour of her skin and her ethnicity and stuff. It's like, I can understand why she doesn't have to have been depressed or been in that suicidal state.
Like, it's just like, I think the whole family is just so back in the times, but at the same time, like, I can see, like, she's on the story. You didn't watch it, did you, the Oprah thing?
No, I haven't watched it. I've just seen clips of it.
Seen clips. She talked about, like, how when she came there, like, she said, she was talking about when you meet the Queen, you have to curtsy, but she was talking about it as like if it's a fucking, like, alien thing. I'm like, well, it's a Queen, like it's been done for years. Like, I know it's fucking stupid out of tradition, like, but at the same time, you're a foreigner in the country, like, at least pay respect by doing the traditional things. Yeah. When she first met her, before she was actually a citizen, but like, she was just talking about it as if it's like she's just going hard on the family, like it's like putting them in the shit, so she's not holding back. Fair play, like, takes balls to go against the fucking royal family, but I would have played it differently if I was her, but at the same time, she did voice her opinion and she got her point across very well, and it's kicked up a right fuss, which is good, because as you said, if she's talking about like coming out about mental health and awareness, it's creating more awareness and hopefully making other people talk about it, so it's good.
Yeah. And then the other thing, again with Sarah, is disgusting, and I'm massive on the fact that I hated the fact that men were like, that hashtag started trending about not all men and stuff like that, and it's like, of course it's not all men, but our house isn't on fire right now. Where there's not a fire going on in men's house right now, a fire's going on in women's house because there's all this shit that's kicking off. So why the fuck do we want the fire brigade at our house and want the attention on us, when realistically the attention needs to be on what the issue is and the problem is? And like, let's get the fire out that's over there and let's work on that issue. So again, like, everybody knows it's not all men, and people know that, like, me and you walking down the street are never going to attack a woman. But that's not the point. There is the point. If I was walking down the street and I was fearful of the person that walking towards me, what is the chance, the statistics realistically, of that person being a woman? If I'm scared of them coming towards me. I wouldn't be scared if that person coming towards me was a woman, would I? But even as a guy, if that person was coming towards me and they was a man with the hood up, maybe a coat on, whatever, I'm a lot more likely, even going to be, as a man myself, I'm going to be intimidated by that point of view. I'm not going to be necessarily intimidated if it's a woman coming towards me. So it's not, it doesn't matter about, yes, obviously it matters that women are a lot more vulnerable in that situation, but the point still lies that even as a guy walking down the street, I would be more scared of a man walking towards me than I would be a woman towards me. So fuck the whole, that hashtag about not all men kind of thing. It don't matter. It's not the point. Our house isn't on fire. Let's put out the fire that is actually needed right now.
I think a lot of things that get blown out of proportion when shit like that happens, like, just everyone just starts pointing fingers to playing the blame game, saying you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and then once there comes like a force together, like, everything just gets fucking messy. Like, it turns into a protest, and then it's just it's such a touchy subject. I hate talking about it because I would say stuff without thinking a lot, and I would say things that are blunt and to the point, and most of the time I would offend someone because it's just the way I am. I'm just honest and I speak my mind, and some people like it, some people don't, and I tiptoe around this subject, like tiptoe around loads of subjects like this, because I know that I'll say something, I'm like, fuck, I've worded that wrong, where I'm really going to offend him. Know what I mean? And then I'm getting hit or something. So I like to stay right in the middle, say nothing.
No, I do get it. I get what you're saying, and I just find that it's the kind of thing that, it's the same with like the Black Lives Matter thing, and I don't want to go into this, but it was like, it's not Black Lives Matter, it's all lives matter kind of thing that we're going around.
But that's the thing that people say, just to try to take the effect off the main, the Black Lives Matters thing. They just try to say all lives matter to take the highlight away from the Black Lives Matter. It's just cunts having to make distractions, distract from the main point. Just focus on the main point, get it sorted, move on to the next one. You know what I mean?
It's exactly it, and it's kind of say, it's the whole, say, moving on to the next one. It's hard because it's such a deep rooted issue that needs addressing. But it's that analogy again about the fire. It's like the white people's house, the white community's house isn't on fire right now. It was the black people's community that was on fire, and even though it should all be one, it's not. But their community is on fire. So why the fuck are we trying to take the fire engines away to put out our fire when there isn't a fire there? Just let's deal with the fucking issue and actually try and get it sorted and move on with it. I don't want to go too deep into these kind of things because I'm quite passionate about it, and I think there's a lot of shit that does need addressing. But yeah, like you say, it's very easy to say the wrong thing.
It's so controversial, like, and I know I have to tiptoe around this because I will say something and I'll get a mail tomorrow saying I'm a cunt. So I'd rather not get any meals out of a cunt because I haven't got one in a while.
I always say that it's like, as I am trying, I would be trying to make awareness of it, and I'm trying to do the right thing. My heart is in the right place. If someone wants to take offence to maybe a slight way that I've worded it, they're not understanding the point that I'm trying to get across. So apologies if anyone has got offensive by it, but I'm obviously passionate about it, and I obviously want to try and help it as much as I can. That's why I talk about it on a podcast like this. But I would never mean to offend anyone by the way I'm saying
100%.
it. But I'm trying to do my
I
bit.
feel quite strong about the situation as well, where I've brought up in a family with all women, like my mum, my sister, and me, and like I was outnumbered by women the whole time. And I love them all. I love my girlfriend. Like women are a big part of my life, pretty much, and like I am that guy who would resolve a situation if I seen it happening across the road. I would come if I seen. I've actually done it before in a club before when a guy disrespected someone. I just ended up hitting him just fucking. He was being an absolute arsehole. I didn't even know the wee girl. Like I've done that. Like I'd be the guy to resolve that, and I'm a firm believer that everyone should, if they see something happening like that, they should go over and do something about it. Don't just stand there and watch. Don't be a innocent bystander. Bystander? Yeah, bystander.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of people are right now. It's like they're just bystanders.
Yeah.
And they're watching,
that's
they're
what
watching
I mean.
something
Now I
happen.
feel like a bystander because I'm on the fence. Because I'm saying I'm staying neutral, but then whenever you say you're neutral, to get at you saying, "Oh wait, so you're not saying anything?" Then I'm like, "Fuck me, you just can't win." Just
It is so hard and it's so touchy because so many people are fearful about saying the wrong thing. And my personal opinion on it is, if I say the wrong thing, I am sincerely sorry, but my heart's in the right place. And
100%.
it's the same thing either way. And as long as I state that, and like I want everyone just to be fucking equal, it's just easy. You can't help there is some cunts in the world. I'm using that word a lot, so I don't like that word.
that's my fault, isn't it? You just adapted my language.
There is some horrible people in the world, but that's just the way that the world has to be sometimes. But it's not just sitting on the sideline. It's being, if you believe in it, it's helping it as much as you can, and it's more about like calling your friends out on it and shit. And like if people are doing it and they're talking in bad ways or whatever, it's just trying to, whether it's whatever it is, if it's the whole women's rights or whether it's the Black Lives Matter or whatever, it's just being actively aware of it. Like the amount of times I've called out on like family on shit just because obviously the older generation and whatnot say shit because it's like deeper rooted. It's like even if it's like a passing comment, like nah, that's not okay. And this is the bit, and I think it will be good in like, I think again both Black Lives Matter and women's rights will both be better as time goes on and as like generations advance, because obviously the way that we're going to teach kids and whatnot in the future is going to be better, and the way that they teach kids is probably going to be even better again. But it is that systemic kind of element of it which is very hard to change, and it's not the matter of changing our opinions, it's the matter of changing the older generation's opinions, which is
it's
not really going to
impossible
happen.
now, impossible. And I don't think these problems are going to get resolved even with our generation. It's going to be our kids that resolve this shit. This is like we're just putting a drop in the ocean. We're planting the seed in this generation, and the next generation is going to be the one growing the flower, like, which I'm okay with. It takes as long as it takes, and if you rush it, that's when the protests and the angry people come across. Like,
No, but I think it's a very touchy subject. Where I'm actually quite glad that we touched on, to be honest, because I think it's.
I'm pretty glad I didn't say anything controversial, which I am pretty good. Pretty good with.
Well, that's the thing that you didn't think you said anything controversial, and someone comes at you afterwards.
True,
but
actually.
Again, not going to even reiterate it more. The heart is in the right place. We are trying to be positive about this. We're not trying to create any negativity around it.
Yeah.
So
just don't be a cunt. That's at the end of the day. Just
the tagline
just be a nice person to everyone.
Normalising life. Don't be a dick.
Can we actually? We can't call it that on Spotify. Can we? Can we call it? Can't use the C word on it.
Can't use the C word. No.
Can you put the stars and stuff? We could say ad. Can we? Yeah.
We could put the name of the podcast.
Don't be a cunt podcast. I like that. It's a bit of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely awesome.
Well, I haven't even got to the fucking seconds. It's going to be a big podcast. What else is the news? Right, CrossFit Open. Let's get on to a completely different subject. CrossFit Open started last week. If anyone doesn't know what the CrossFit Open is, it's when loads of people go on and pull up bars and lift heavy barbells for 2 weeks and kill themselves and then get results that see where they are in the world. It's all the world together, seeing who can go through the most pain. But have you been doing it or following it or anything? No?
I've been following it. I know the workouts, but I haven't done them. I really wanted to do this year as well, but I'm so out of practice. We've been training literally.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. Like, you just end up getting annoyed at yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I will save the workouts. I will do the workouts, but I'll give myself like 6 weeks kind of return to the gym. And obviously, I'm not trying to compete anytime soon, and just get myself actual body prepped back when the gym's open again, and then go from there and start doing it. Because I'm looking forward to so much looking forward to getting the gyms open again and being able to properly start training again.
I wouldn't look forward to the workouts, like, that's for sure. My back, I've been walking like a pregnant woman all day, like I can't move, and my back's just solid, like touching it. It feels like there's
that many.
a broomstick just on my back.
Floor to overheads? Is that what it was?
Yeah, dumbbell snatch and burpees.
Yeah.
But burpees, box jump over, sorry. So it was just pure spinal, like, and it was one of those ones. It was like 15 minutes long, and like, you know, it's before you do it, you're gonna have to go to a deep dark place. But like me and my friends, we love that deep dark place. We don't go to it often, like, but whenever we go there, like, there's no other feeling like it. It's like, as we've talked about before, it's euphoric, but at the same time, it takes a lot. Like, I was shaking all day. I was in work before I went to the gym, and I was shaking because I knew I have to go dark here. And then it was the last say 15 burpees, I think it was, and you have nothing left in the tank. But whenever your brain says you've got nothing left, you still have 60% left in your body, like, and you just have to empty your tank and after deal with the consequences. And mate, it's all a blur. Like, I remember the times I've been in that situation. I've been on one with ski erg, and I was on the ski erg and I was going black. Like, everything just went black, and I felt like I was on it for about 10 minutes, but it was only on for 15 seconds. But everything just went blacked over, and I got up and I was just like, whoa, like, never felt anything like it before. I was mad, and then after that, I just like craved that again and again.
Yeah. No, I've been to the dark place a few times, but it's.
Some people don't like it. Some people like resent it nearly.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of in my professional head, my physio head. I'm like, this is not good. Like, you're asking way too much of your body. And then in like my actual kind of like community head and the love of the sport kind of head, I'm just like, fucking go there and just do it. But yeah, I think them movements together are, like you say, they're just very back heavy.
I think it worked out. What's that? 40, 90. 120, 100, about 140 dumbbell snatches.
How many burpees was it between?
It's 15, 90.
Fucking hell. Remember I did 100. Yeah, that's great. Did you finish that one, or is that one like?
Yeah, I finished well below the time cap. I think time cap was 20, and I finished it in 12:53.
No, fucking hell, good work.
But I should put me up the rankings a bit more. I didn't go into the Open like wanting to get anything from it, like, competitively. I just wanted to see where I am, like, because I know that I'm the fittest I've ever been. So I wanted to go in and think, where am I in terms of Ireland, in terms of national, and see where I am and what I need to do for next year. Because it's my first Open, really, that I've actually took seriously. So it's a nice wee thing. But I mean, the athletes now, like, I don't understand that they're like this WOD that they've done today this weekend, was the same as what they've done in 2017 Open, right? And the times are like wiping the floor of everyone, even Matt Fraser, who done it 3 years ago. They're wiping the floor of Matt Fraser 3 years ago. Like, it's just, the level is just going boom, 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 up and up every year, like, to a phenomenal level, which makes you realise, what the fuck's the point? Like, you're never ever going to get there. So I think this year's just about enjoying it.
I flip that round on its head and been like, look at people kind of developing the potential of the human body. Like, I'm more fascinated at that, of like, how far are people going to take? When you look at Matt Fraser and you realise, obviously he's not competing anymore, but like the level of how much he dominated by, like, how much further.
Oh, did you listen to the podcast? Did you listen to the podcast with him and Joe Rogan?
Oh, I haven't listened to it yet. No, I need.
Oh,
that's on my
man,
list.
you need to listen to that. That was mad. Like, see the one. So he won a year. What was it? 2017, 2018, maybe, I can't remember what it was. But he tore his fucking. Is it MCL on your leg? Not the ACL. Is it MCL?
MCL is the middle ligament on middle.
So on the warm up, he tore that in the first fucking day.
Fucking hell.
And he still wiped the floor with everyone with a torn MCL.
Is that the year that was sprint?
It might have been.
Fucking hell. How
mad is
crazy,
that? Like, he's just a freak of nature. But how he's kept everything so close to his chest as well, like with those, like no one knows what he's done in his program. So now, like now he's retired from CrossFit, like if he brings out his own program, like everyone's gonna be like, well, now we're gonna know what he's done. He's marketing genius, like he's done so well.
Yeah, well, at the same time,
definitely, it's a very good podcast to listen to. You should get into it. It's
really we'll listen that today. Actually, after we finished podcasting,
he talks about. I got on the bandwagon and he talks about supplements he takes, and he talks about beta-alanine, which I had, but I just don't like the feeling of the tingly face. Have you ever taken beta-alanine?
Yeah.
When the fucking face gets tingly, I'm taking it right now. And my face is tingling like fuck, and I can't. I'm trying to get over it, like get used to it, but I fucking hate it. Like.
I always found they were just in, like, I thought it was just I don't really know much about it. I just thought it was just in pre-workout to get you like.
No, so he says it says to take it daily, but he says he thinks it gives him a third lung. Like he says it's the best supplement he takes.
Oh really?
It's mad, isn't it? So if he says that, I'm all over it. Like I'm fucking double skipping.
No, he ain't got a supplement out, has he, that he's trying to
So, get ready for the CrossFit Games. I'm taking my beta-alanine. I'll see you next year, Matty.
Yeah, I did a post on this recently, actually. It's like a lot of the questions that I always get are about, like, massage guns, ice baths, and all these, like, kind of, what supplements should I take, and these kind of things. And I was like, are you still drinking alcohol? Are you sleeping well? Are you actually like doing some stretching and proper foam rolling, proper recovery work? And what is your actual diet like and things like that? It's people care too much about that extra 5% when they've got their extra the 95% all fucked over.
It's like the analogy of the iceberg in the water. Underneath
exactly.
The water that you can't see is the sleep and the nutrition and the training. Like the training's not even near the top, the foundations, and then what you see in the iceberg is all the supplements and the fucking the things on social media. Do you know what I can't get on board with? I love the marketing of it and stuff, but the CBD oil. What's your views on that?
There's my views. I've taken CBD and I worked with a company that's done CBD, and I feel like it did help me with my anxiety. But again, from a professional point of view, there isn't enough research on it for me to be like. That's why I stopped working with a company. Or like, there isn't enough research. I might feel a little bit better, but I don't know if this is placebo. I want to actually know.
100% placebo. Yeah, I think there's a lot of that involved with the placebo with the CBD for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, I've had people my girlfriend's got quite bad rheumatoid arthritis, which is crazy for her to have at her age. I've mentioned it before. And CBD is meant to be very good for joints and stuff. So I almost want her to take it. But again, there's not enough research on it. But I only want her to do that because I've been hearing a lot of people say that it does have positive effects. But again, I don't know yet. Nobody knows.
For it, though. Like, you've seen the CBD oil brands that, like, you can't scroll through your Instagram and not see it. It's everywhere. And the marketing's class for it, so I think it's stupid, man. James Dollar doing the marketing for it, I think, who done the Knocko marketing, so he seems to know
it's pure CBD, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
the one that you're talking about. Yeah. I've been speaking to one of their ambassadors quite a lot recently, that Chris. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's like I haven't necessarily got an opinion. My opinion is that I don't have an opinion at the minute because I've heard a lot of positive things. By a lot of like high level people, but then professionally, the professional person in me is like, there isn't enough research supporting it, right?
I like the science behind things, but if Matt Fraser took it, I'd probably take it.
That's it. How do we get Rob to buy stuff? We just get Matt Fraser to endorse it.
Literally, yeah. Get someone who I idolise to take something that he could take heroin and I would take it tomorrow.
This is what gives me the edge.
It'd
be so much lighter.
But definitely listen to that podcast. What other myths like that is there in this fitness industry? Do you know what one is? I've seen the other day. The nasal breathing. Have you seen this?
What is it more? Is that like kind of Wim Hof?
No, it's more about just constantly nose breathing through exercise, and so there's a lot of people that endorse it, like Ollie Marchand, you know, the Marchand brothers.
another name. I can't put a face to it, but
Ollie Morchon and like a few other guys that endorsed like nasal breathing, so they would wear like a patch over their mouth when they're sleeping and just focus more like when they're doing cardio, long distance cardio, only doing nasal breathing because of all the health benefits that come from it. But it's been debunked that it doesn't actually do anything. All it does is just restrict. It's like breathing through a straw.
Yeah, I think that when doing like meditation and things like that, and you're trying to focus on your breathing, I do think when you breathe through your mouth, you don't like you when you know your mouth breathe, it's all upper chest and expansion of upper chest, and then you when you nose breathe, it feels like it goes a bit lower and like more stomach breathing in a sense.
I think it's different. I think it was just based on like sports performance. Like it's not going to improve performance or anything. It's just gonna it's just breathing through your nose. It's just gonna
I do find that fascinating. I like hearing about that kind of stuff. But
I tried it in whenever I lived in my old house, and I was running and I ran past a fucking there were tarmac on the road. the only time I tried nasal breathing, and there were tarmac on the road, and I inhaled a lot of tarmac, and it was not healthy. So I pretty much reversed the effects of the whole run, and I pretty much got fucking probably lung cancer or something from it. So
I've never done it. Like I do try and control my breathing when I am running, and like in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Hard. It's very hard to do pure nasal breathing running. Like my 5k time took like a 3-minute difference just from nasal breathing because you're so hard to like control your breathing because you need smaller breaths. But it's been debunked, so it's all.
No, there's loads of fitness myths. We could go on for ages debunking fitness myths that are out there and stupid diet.
A lot of people need to hear them. Like a lot of people.
You can eat carbs after 6 o'clock. All right.
Yeah. Just do what you want. Just do what you want.
Be in a fucking calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. That's it.
Yeah. That's just the cliche one, isn't it?
Yeah. How you get there is completely up to you, but that's what you need to do.
That could be the bitter pill to swallow. That could be the better pill to swallow today, just the fucking myths, of all the debunking the myths, because you don't need a load of fads to be able to do certain things, just do it.
Do your basics
science.
right.
What I like to do, right, if you hear something, fucking Google it.
Yeah.
My mum does this, like she's like proper old school. My mum like has one bank account, she doesn't do direct debits, she doesn't trust the bank, she's fucking, what else she not do? She only started using contactless, she only started trusting it as a big step for her. Like, she used to always put her card in because she doesn't trust contactless until the bank didn't give her a non-contactless card, and then she says she has to now. So she's got mega trust issues, and she comes off with the maddest things ever. She's like old home remedies, like of how to fix things, like can't even think of an example. Rub a kiwi on your foot if you've got a vertigo or something like that there, I don't know. And I'm constantly debunking everything she says. I'm like, Mum, I'll Google this, like. And she was like, fine, Google it. And I get like NHS website up that has all the proof of the day, and I'm reading it out there, and she was like, no, that's not right. Nope, she just doesn't have it. Like,
it says on the NHS website, if you rub a kiwi on your foot, there will be no changes.
I'll tell you the exact example. This is mad, right? So the exact one was the dog was sick or something, and I was phoning her and I was like, right, I don't know what to do here, and she was like, do you want me to give it a wee bit of paracetamol, cut one in half and give it paracetamol? And I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah, I've done it for years, all my dogs. And I was like, I'm gonna have to Google this, Mum. And I Googled it, and it literally says on the top thing of like a vet website, it's like, do not give your dog paracetamol or ibuprofen. And then I was saying to Mum, it literally says in black and white, and they were one of the top veterinarian websites on the internet. She was like, no, my vet told me this. I know it's a fact. Like, oh my god, it was like an argument for ages. Like just old fashioned people, like just home remedies.
Yeah, it's like people don't lack the resources, because everyone's got the resources nowadays. They lack resourcefulness. So it's like, use fucking Google. It's there. It's there for a reason.
It's just old school stuff, like old school people. Like,
no, it is. And people live in the ways, and that ways that little bit of whiskey that's always helped you cold. No,
I was literally thinking about that. I was going to say
it helps you cold because you fucking pissed.
Yeah, 100%. You sweat out all the badness, but really you're just sweating out whiskey because you're really hungover. You forget about how sick you feel because you're hungover as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I do like listening to some of the things, and it's crazy how they've been debunked over time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be loads more.
That's a good bit of pill as well, though. Like, all those myths.
Yeah, home remedies are not going to make you better.
Yeah, we'll go on to the next stage. What we're putting in the bin this week. I've got a solid one for this. That I've went on about Instagram and I've told people that they're fucking need to cut it out. So if you see a house giveaway on Instagram saying like and share and you can win a house, you're not gonna fucking win a house. You're just not going to. Like, no one's gonna give away a 150 grand house on an Instagram. They're just want a couple follows and likes, and there's people who are following it. Every time I see one, I just lose faith in society. Like, I'm reading it like, why are you sharing this? Like, and the people who are making these competitions, like, they're giving like working class people false hope that they don't have to do it. Like, I don't believe in lottery. I don't know what your views on lotteries and stuff like that there, but I don't believe in lottery either. Like, I don't believe in doing the lottery, because I just think it's a way of giving people hope that they don't have to work to become successful or to become rich. They have to win the lottery to become rich. That's what people who do the lottery do. And I don't believe in the lottery for that reason. I don't think there's going to be any. Can you think of any successful people or any rich people who do the lottery? I can't think of any. Like,
no, well, I think it goes back to financial blueprint. So we talked about it before. Of if your financial blueprint is having no money, then you will win the lottery and you will spend it and you will have no money. Whereas, like, I'm sure that if you put every single pound that you were going to spend on the lottery in an index fund, you'd be a lot richer by the end of it.
Yeah, 100%. And there's actually a TV show about people who's won the millions in lotteries and like what they're doing now, and it's mad. I think it was an American show though, so it's a bit different. But it was mad. Like, you see like people with like they still live in their caravan sites, but there's a Lamborghini off their caravan site and shit like this. Like, it's just they spunk all the money on shit because they've never had that before. It's actually dangerous giving money like that to people, because you don't know what they're going to do. They're just going to fucking kill themselves with it. But yeah, at the end of the day, house giveaways aren't a thing. You don't get in a fucking house. And also a tip, I put this on my Instagram as well. So whenever someone says like and share, but spell like with a 1 for an I or share with a 4 for an A, where they're like disguising like and share, that's so they don't have to legally give you anything if you win the competition. So I got told this by my accountant. He told me one day. So whenever I was doing a hybrid competition for, I think it was whoever can guess the next colorway t-shirt will get one whenever we release it. And no one guessed it. And then whenever we released it, he went on to the old post and said grey on grey, and he guessed it right. But I was like, it's over. And he was like, by law, if I took this to court, you would have to give me what you said in that, because I didn't actually give a time when it ended and like a clause and shit like that there. Like, you're held legally, because it's in writing, that you have to give them that. So these posts saying about giving away a house, like, they legally cannot say like and share this and you'll win it, because you do have to give them it if you write like and share. This is why they put the 4 for the A, so it's like it's not spelling the word right, so it won't hold up in court if they do it.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know that until it's like I think a lot of people do it and then they never announce a winner, and it's like and share and we're gonna pick someone who's done it. It's like you never announce a winner, and there's never gonna be a winner, which I think is baffling and crazy. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realise. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. It's and it's stuff like the giveaways that you guys have done are like, yes, they're sick and you're getting a shitload of stuff, but it's believable that that's a giveaway.
Yeah. And see doing it, we're thinking to ourselves, like when we're spinning the dice to see who wins, like we're thinking we can literally give this to anyone we want. Like there must be so many other companies who are doing this. Like we can easily pick the person with the biggest following and give it to them. Yeah. So then they can endorse our products, and then it's paying for itself. We could easily do that, and I would say a lot of companies do that as well. And I don't know about you, but you're bound to follow people who are like quite high in followers and stuff. But there's one girl that I know that she's got quite a lot of followers in Northern Ireland, and she seems to win a lot of competitions online. Isn't that strange?
Yeah. No, I get it, and it's the whole realm of like, the consumer does not know what goes on behind the scenes a lot of the time when it comes to the business kind of stuff and things and the marketing ideas, and people shouldn't fall for all the crap that is out there. And obviously there is, like yourself, there is some genuine companies that want to do it. They want to obviously build a brand. That's what the competitions are there for. But it is giving something away that at the end of the day...
It's trust. Like in a company as well, if you build trust with a customer, they will buy from you. And as soon as you break that trust, you will be the people that broke the trust, and you'll never get a custom from them again. So at the end of the day, just stick to your guns and be honest with the customers, and they'll be honest with you and buy your things. Like that's the end story.
Exactly.
Like as soon as you fuck over one person, like it's just gonna bite you in the arse.
Definitely.
Have you got anything to put in the bin?
I'm
just rubbing my face because of that.
Tingly face.
So tingly.
Tingly face in the bin. My thing is, I was speaking to someone on Clubhouse the other day, and they came up onto the stage of our room and they're asking for some advice, and 5 people of our moderators in the room, the people who we trust and who we know a lot about different things, gave him 5 different bits of advice for his issues. And the only reason why he got 5 bits of advice is the fact that he said, I know what you're saying, but blah, 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 blah. And every time there was a but. So I'm like, my thing that I want to put on the bin is, if you've got all the answers, stop asking for advice.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to ask for advice, be open for what people are going to be saying. Because
take it.
This person obviously came up on stage, and the thing that he said to me is like, I feel like I failed in the past, and I did this, I did that, and I feel like I failed, and now I need to start again, and this is my last shot at it and whatnot. And I'm like, well, first of all, you haven't failed, you've learned. That's a really good way of reframing your wording. Like, you never fail at anything, you learn how to do something else. And that in itself is, like I say, a positive reword, a positive reframe, so it doesn't sound as negative in your head. And he was like, nah, I disagree. I know what you're saying, but I disagree, and this did fail, and that. And I'm like, all right, if it failed, but it's a positive reframe for you in your head.
Did you not fight back, argue back or anything, or say to him?
No, I didn't argue back, because I knew at this point I was the second person that gave advice, and I was kind of clicking the kind of person that it was going to be if he was going to fight everything. So I just let it go, and a couple of people did the same, and it just had a bit of kind of fight back for everything.
This is why I'd stay away from the group, because if I was there, I would say something wrong, and you would shout at me because I would call him a cunt.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's, again, and I don't like this about myself. Like, what I've done right now is one thing I'm trying to be a lot better on is not judge people. Yeah. In the sense, he was obviously struggling, and giving him the benefit of the doubt, he did leave feeling better. But I do just think that some people are just, they need advice, but they want what they want, they don't want what they need, if that makes sense. They want to be told what they want to hear. They don't need to be told what they would need to hear.
Yeah,
and again,
100%.
I don't like judging people, and I don't like being critical of things. But that was the way that this guy came across, and I just think in general, it's a good rule of thumb that if you want to ask a question, be open for the response and be open for the people's advice that you're asking it to.
Yeah, 100%.
Fight it away and fight it off.
Yeah, and I need to take it. I always say to everyone, take advice from everyone. Don't ever throw it back in someone's face, because you never know when you're going to use it for one. And then the people who are giving the advice, they're getting satisfaction from giving you that. You don't have to listen to it. You can pretend to listen, as long as you just take it and acknowledge it, and you can decide for yourself, I'll take it or I won't take it. You decide that for yourself, but at least fucking listen to it, because people are taking their time to tell you something. Yeah,
it's at the end of the day, your action is the only thing that's going to make a difference. You can know everything in the world, but if you don't take any action on it, then you're never going to make any difference with it. So if you take someone's advice and it's new knowledge to you, then knowledge doesn't mean shit if you don't action it. So yeah, just if someone says stuff like that you don't necessarily like, it's knowledge that you may have, but just don't action it. And don't be thankless for people trying to help you. In a sense of that.
100%.
Yeah, so that's the thing that I want to put in the bin. Nothing about judging the guy, it's just a matter of the fact that the way that he came across initially on that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Better Alanine kicking in now, and he's
I'm
not
on late
sleeping.
shift, so I need to stay up late tonight. A bit more bed Alanine.
Yeah. You get the workout in there.
Yeah, fucking double scoop. Yeah, we'll finish it up there then. We've been on this for a while now, haven't we? How long's that been?
Yeah. I don't know. It's been probably a good hour. A good hour. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good catch up for people who missed us for 2 weeks. So gives them a catch up where we are and what we're up to, and then we promise we'll not take that long off again. We'll keep it and keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I say, it was nothing. We just needed that little bit of. Well, I needed that little bit of time. It was just.
Yeah, it was always me. I wouldn't do that to you. It's purely Adam. He's selfish. Yeah. He's just selfish.
No, I think it's either putting out a really shit podcast where I'm fucking like, yeah, I know what you're saying, Rob, but I'm just not feeling great today, kind of thing. Or we just don't put it out and we keep the high energy when we do one. So I do believe in perfect action.
I agree.
Perfect action. I do believe.
I agree.
In perfect
it was
action,
Adam's fault, but I agree with him, and I forgive him.
With Sarah's favourite saying there, isn't it? It's the pouring from an empty cup, and the cup was empty last week.
We like giving you from our saucer. And he didn't have anything in his cup, let alone a saucer. So I've got loads. I've got like a big fucking bucket. I've got a bucket around my cup. I've got a bucket full. I've got all sorts of tea in there. So, but I still don't have the balls to do a podcast by myself. So, so it's pointless having all that fucking saucer juice. No,
it's good. It's fine. I'm feeling a lot better now, and it's good to be back and chatting about shit that happens in the world and just normalising it as we always like to do.
Yep. We are sponsored by Pirate Academy and we have released a load of new stuff. There's the green t-shirts, so get on them. They are sick. They're actually on sale while we avoided use for 2 weeks, so we're on sale and discounted, but I apologise. And if you use NL10, you'll still get 10% off. So £22.50 t-shirt for the best t-shirt on the market. That's it.
Yeah, class as well. The class and
that's the OG range complete as well. The 6 colours are complete, and I am upgrading this t-shirt. I've designed it and I have got the samples, and they are unbelievable. The new ones have upgraded the fabrics, so you thought these were good. The next ones are ultra.
I'm looking forward to it, mate. The jumper as well, I fucking love it as well. I said it before, but I do. I fucking love it. It's class. So I know we are getting warmer outside now, but still fucking shitting.
That's why I'm bringing out a wee crew neck jumper. Just not a hoodie, a lighter sweater's coming out soon. So
nice.
We've got you. We got you.
Got any tanks coming soon?
They're coming for the summer, along with sunglasses.
Hyping sunglasses.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's class.
Not just sunglasses; these are performance sunglasses. As everything, they're built for high speeds. I've already broke the sound barrier twice testing them.
Sonic boom.
Yeah. But we'll get into that note. Nice to talk to you again, and we will. Do you have anything to plug before I sign off?
No, nothing to plug at the minute. Just keep your eye out for future podcasts and whatnot. Make sure you check out the hybrid stuff because it is sick. And I'm not just saying that because Rob's there. It is actually real sick. And
share your shit. Make your mess.
Oh yeah, of course.
What's again?
Make your mess a message.
Make your mess a message. Share it. Tag us.
Yeah, I'm gonna put mine and Rob's posts in the description of the podcast and on the YouTube video. Make sure you subscribe, like and follow, leave a review. There is always a link as well to send us a voice note and send us a message asking us any questions. And if you want to do that or you want to ask us any questions on Instagram, we will answer them in the podcast because this is what this podcast is about. It's about helping as many people as we can with normalising all the shit that you're hearing, the sometimes fake world of social media. But yeah, we will wrap up the episode there. episode there.
Episodes.
Episode. What was even that? A new word?
Sounds like a disease.
I know, yeah.
I just got the website, bro. Yeah, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you next week.
See you later, guys.